Some dates in history feel heavier than others. July 2nd is one of them. A day that quietly marks the loss of 5 unforgettable figures, each of them a pillar in film, literature, or television. They didn't just entertain. They inspired, transformed, and shaped the world around them. Today, we don't just remember their deaths. We celebrate how they lived. And before we begin, don't forget to subscribe so we can continue sharing these heartfelt journeys every single day. 1. James Stewart. He wasn't just a movie star. He was America's everyman. James Stewart brought a quiet dignity to every role he played. In It's a Wonderful Life, he became the symbol of hope. In Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, he became the voice of justice. In Rear Window, he reminded us that suspense doesn't need shouting, just great storytelling. Born in small-town Pennsylvania, Stewart was raised with values that shaped both his career and his character. But he wasn't just a Hollywood icon. He was a real-life war hero who flew combat missions during World War II. As the years passed, his pace slowed. On July 2nd, 1997, he passed away peacefully at the age of 89. His last words? "I'm going to be with Gloria now." His beloved wife. Today, every Christmas, when It's a Wonderful Life plays, it's not just a film. It's a piece of James Stewart's soul echoing across generations. 2. Ernest Hemingway. He lived hard. He wrote harder. Ernest Hemingway didn't just write novels. He carved truths into paper with raw honesty. From A Farewell to Arms to The Old Man and the Sea, his words carried the weight of war, love, loss, and survival. Hemingway wasn't perfect. He was bold, troubled, and often broken inside. But that's exactly why his stories felt so real. He traveled the world, lived in Cuba and Paris, survived plane crashes, and faced down war zones, all while carrying emotional wounds that never healed. On July 2nd, 1961, in his home in Idaho, Hemingway took his own life. He was 61. His death shocked the literary world, but it didn't silence his voice. His books still sit on shelves, still find new readers, and still change lives, line by line. 3. Fred Gwynne, with his towering frame and kind smile. Fred Gwynne gave the world one of its most beloved characters, Herman Munster. Though he looked like a monster, Herman had the heart of a child. And Fred made sure of that. His gentle voice, warm humor, and expressive eyes turned a Halloween mask into a father figure. Outside the Munsters, Fred Gwynne was a talented writer, a painter, and a classically trained actor. He also made a late career comeback with a brilliant role as the grumpy judge in My Cousin Vinny, a performance that won over a whole new generation. But behind the scenes, Gwynne was a private man. After battling pancreatic cancer, he passed away on July 2nd, 1993, at the age of 66. Even today, his voice and laugh echo through living rooms, reminding us that family can be found in the unlikeliest places. Number for Betty Grable. In the 1940s, no face and no pair of legs were more famous than Betty Grable's. She was more than just a pinup girl. She was America's sweetheart during World War II, offering soldiers hope, beauty, and a reminder of what they were fighting for. Her $1 million legs were insured, but it was her charm, talent, and radiant presence in musicals, like How to Marry a Millionaire, that made her unforgettable. Betty was always humble, never chasing headlines, always focused on her work. As the years went on, she moved quietly out of the spotlight. On July 2nd, 1973, she died of lung cancer at just 56 years old. But her image, smiling, playful, patriotic, and still defines an era, and her contributions still sparkle on screen. Number 5 and last, Remick, 1935-1991. She was elegance in motion, grace under pressure. Remick captivated audiences in every role she played, from Days of Wine and Roses, where she portrayed heartbreaking addiction, to courtroom dramas like Anatomy of a Murder. She always brought a fierce humanity to her characters. Remick began her career in her teens and quickly rose to critical acclaim. Her beauty was classic. Her talent was undeniable, and her ability to make you feel what she felt. That was her gift. In the late 80s, she was diagnosed with kidney cancer. Still working, still smiling, she fought bravely. On July 2nd, 1991, she passed away at just 55. But her spirit lives on in every strong, emotional female lead that followed. 5 lives, 5 stories that shaped generations, and one date, July the 2nd, that quietly holds them all. If any of these legends touched your life, if their stories brought you joy, tears, or inspiration, then help keep their memories alive. Subscribe to Today They Left, because every day we honor those who shaped the world and the day they said goodbye.